Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. My name is Nerd Waffle, and today I have, for the first time, first Nerd Waffle live, I have the one, the only Flattmeister.
Hey yo, it's Flattmeister.
So, Flatmeister, for any of the viewers who don't really tune into our weekly podcast called the Flat Pack, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Flattmeister, I've recently reached my 30th, the milestone. I started a YouTube channel about 9 months ago. Can't believe it's been that quick. Yeah, I do gaming news, movies, sort of geek fandom really, and also refute a lot of articles, sort of these progressive game journalists. It's just like Dark Souls, you know.
Hard? Is it as hard as Dark Souls?
Very hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're talking about a Blizzard controversy. I guess. Well, you know more about this than I do. I haven't really read anything about it yet. Something to do with Blizzard tightening the reins again. I know they've done this in the past, but tell us a little bit more about that.
I mean, because what was it? First, they were going, developers were crying, going, "Oh, we can't do any more. Toxic players are slowing up the development process of making expansions, further modes, more characters, this, that, and the other." And they were doing diversity quotas as well, even though they were claiming they weren't doing forced diversity quotas, even though they were actively seeking out. "Oh, we've got to make sure that we have a dragon kit." I don't know. I'm just making up some random gender there. So yeah, they went on about that, and then they banned a player for only playing as one. And there's a term called one tricking or maining one character. So they banned a player from competitive mode because he was playing the competitive mode,
Right.
rather than quick play matches. And he was playing as Torbjorn, the sort of dwarven guy that can lay down
Yeah.
turrets.
Yeah. I know who you're speaking about there.
Yeah. And so he got banned because people reported him. And again, they Blizzard have implemented this report system that you can report players, but people have abused that system. And so with this, what was his name, Fui 500 or something? His name is on Twitch. So yeah, he got banned, and he even begged. He sent a tweet directly to Blizzard. He went, "Look, I only play as one main character. Torbjorn is who I enjoy. Please unban me." And they refused. And this is with the system being able to be exploited and abused. Well, people can hold you hostage, like change your character, or we report you. And like that's toxic in itself. You should just surely just enjoy playing the game, not force
Yeah,
not,
no, I agree.
not force.
I think yeah, basically we should be able to enjoy the game, and like I do get their side as well. Like I do get that they want to create a certain type of environment where you're comfortable to play cards and not have you know, any interferences from like bullshit or like any sort of you should feel safe, and you should feel the ability to be able to play the game and play the game alone without any sort of distractions and stuff like that.
I think Blizzard are stepping over the line with they're basically policing how people play the game, even though people are playing within the parameters and rules and the programming of the game.
Yeah.
And so now Blizzard have even taken that a step further, which sort of get to the point now, is apparently Blizzard and then Jeff Kaplan, the creative director, has they've released like a development behind the scenes video. He's talking to the camera, going, "Oh yeah, we're now going to actively," or he uses the term proactively, seek out and hunt toxic behavior. So meaning they're going to trawl through, they're spending money and resources to trawl through social media looking for toxic behavior and nip it in the bud. Like, even, or you're saying even though you're not playing Overwatch, even if a player hasn't reported you when you've been playing Overwatch, Blizzard are going to seek out and hunt out people and monitor their social media behavior and go, you said a wrong thing. You said a questionable dissenting opinion. Bam.
Yeah. See, I don't agree with that on any level. I think that
it's a major breach in consumer rights.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that it's happening more and more these days with multiple companies and multiple programs and multiple services and all that, where they're just on witch hunts, and they're on the wrong kind of witch hunts, and they're basically harming the community that they're involved with by overstepping the lines and reaching out to other platforms and mediums and stuff like that, and like going to look for trouble. And that's the thing, is that I really think that, it sucks, and I'm almost not concerned, because I almost feel like one day they're going to just kick themselves in the rear, because once they've hunted, and I mean, they already are, but
they already have.
Because I mean, it's a two-way door. I mean, they get their reputation to worry about too. If their reputation's like, hey, we're gonna find you, we're gonna look through all your stuff to make sure that you're our kind of people, people aren't even gonna try to be their kind of people. People are just gonna be like, well, if I'm gonna get banned someday, I might as well not even put any effort into trying this out,
So I mean, that's the problem with a game company. It's full of SJW. I know I hate to use this buzzword, but it's full of
use it. I mean, yeah, it's a buzzword, and I understand it's at this time becoming oversaturated word, but
how about anti-culture wars? These
anti-cultural SJW. If a duck quacks, it's a duck.
If the shoe fits, eh?
Yeah.
These cultural Marxists, these sort of anti-culture warriors, they've infiltrated the company, creating the game, and then Blizzard are catering it to SJWs who don't play and buy the game.
Yeah.
They've look at us, we created a diverse. There's nothing wrong with diverse characters.
No.
But some of these characters are blatant, like, forced diversity created characters.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem with these SJW companies trying to pander and create pander to SJW players who don't actually, they're not players, they don't buy the game.
Yeah.
And now Blizzard, because of this authoritarian ideological agenda they're pushing, it's causing more people to their player numbers are dropping, especially since this recent outrage, this recent controversy.
Right. So my question is that have you heard anything else? Have you heard of any other platforms or media that, like, comics, movies, or anything that's been sort of cracking down on this too?
I mean, Twitter. Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's the thing, is that, so is there, in your mind, is there a difference between, like, okay, so someone is in the Blizzard chat and they're talking, so they're like, let's say World of Warcraft, for example, just to make things simple, if someone, say, runs into another player and starts, like, bothering them and direct messaging them through the chat, the world chat and everything, or maybe they're on the trade chat and they're typing in a bunch of inappropriate stuff, do you think that like, that's a different story? I would think. Do you think that would be more of what they should do to, like, eliminate people?
I mean, isn't there already I played World of Warcraft years ago.
Yeah, yeah,
When a friend had it. But do on those group chat and world chat and what was it, trade chat? Do
yeah.
they do
The
they have
public chat.
mute and block functions on those?
I believe they do. I mean, it hasn't been as long for me, but I don't usually go into the trade or world chats. But I believe you can block people.
Yeah.
But as far as like creating a better community, is there a difference between blocking people on the actual like games chat uh, and blocking people because of what they said on Facebook or Twitter?
Well, it's completely different because what they're saying in the chat, they're directing at someone, whereas what they're randomly espousing some opinion on their own personal social media, they're not directing it at someone specifically.
Yeah.
I think that's the key difference.
Right. So basically what I'm trying to get at is basically, well, I know for me, my take is that I think that like it's a give and take. Like I have no problem with them banning someone who's obviously starting shit in the community, like within the community, within the games, within the Blizzard games in total. I would be fine with them just being like, okay, it doesn't matter if you weren't playing Hearthstone, you're playing World of Warcraft, because you're causing such a shit show within that chat system. We're banning your Blizzard account.
Or even in like Blizzard related forums,
yes,
forums and things
even
well.
on the website. Even if you go to the website or like the Armory or whatever, and you're like, hey, I hate SJWs, or I hate feminism, or I hate people who are toxic masculinity, or blah blah blah.
Kill all white people.
Yeah, kill all white people, kill black people, all that sort of fun stuff that
Nerd Waffle's just been demonetized.
Yeah,
demonetized their Nerd Waffle.
Well, I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying like those are bad. Those are examples of bad things to say and stuff like that. And if they're saying it on their forums, their website, their programs, their games, anything Blizzard related, public forums, and that calls for banning or warning and with a ban, or even maybe they say something completely crazy and maybe that's justification for banning.
Even if it's like a 2-week suspension, 2-3 week month suspension.
They could have different levels too, like depending on the severity, and they could have a strike system. Maybe 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 the person is advocating for Nazis or something like that. Maybe that could be like a insta-ban kind of thing. But they could have other things where it's like, oh, I think that all white people should die. Okay, here, or I think that's terrible too. But for argument's sake or whatever, maybe that's like a strike one in their guidelines, and we're banning you for 2 weeks from playing the games. Doesn't matter if you have WoW subscription time. You lose 2 weeks, and it counts. The WoW subscription time doesn't pause. I think that's an adequate punishment. Because, and I think that would get people to follow the guidelines, because it's like your money's at stake. However, with like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube,
that's overstepping the line.
Yeah, that's not your realm. That's like overhearing someone on the street, and you don't. That's at a context. You don't know the context. You can backdate a bit more on the social media as opposed to live in person, but it's still out of context. You don't know if there was an inside joke. You don't know if what guideline, like those other services have their own guidelines in place. It's like the police. It's like if the Canadian police, went to United States and we're like, okay, we're going to just start arresting people because they're committing laws against like Canadian guidelines. It doesn't make any sense at all. So, I mean, just, you know, on this topic, what do you think like should be
like a proper resolution?
Proper resolution to this situation?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna eventually get around to. Was they should take a page out of Rockstar, what they did with GTA 5.
Okay, what did they do? I'm not familiar with that
With
situation.
GTA 5 Online, there was something like, if players destroy, if another player destroys your car, say like in free roam mode,
Yeah.
and someone blows up your fancy sports car that you've got. There's I can't remember what it was exactly. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments
Yeah.
of this video. No one's in the live chat yet.
It's fine.
But yeah, players could report you, and if you got multiple reportings, and Rockstar would check your behavior, check what you're up to, and if you got a certain amount of sort of flags or reports, you would then get put into you'd be put in a matchmaking for lobbies with other players that have also been reported.
Oh, interesting.
So you're not banned from playing the game per se. You're just put in like a temporary timeout in a matchmaking. It's like, okay, you want to mess about and blow up people's cars? All right, then do it over here.
Here, go to the corner with all these other kids who are also eating glue and and sticking popsicle sticks to each other. You know,
pouring glitter down someone's crack.
Yeah.
No,
you know, that's
with other like-minded players.
Yeah.
And also, other humiliating thing, your player was forced to wear a dunce hat, you know, like the school dunce hat. To be running around with a white cone hat with a D on it, which is quite funny. So yeah, Rockstar was like, it was a little cheeky nod, like, oh, you silly dunce, you know. Come on, if you don't want to get put in these matchmaking lobbies with these other people that troll and
stop being a twat, you know.
But yeah, so that's what they implemented. Perhaps they could, the money and resources that they're investing in this current program of hunting down and trawling through people's social media, they could do a positive thing. That would be the proper solution: is create a separate matchmaking lobby where people that are reported or mass reported get put in this lobby. It's like, okay, you're not being proper team players, or you're being disruptive. You get put in here. You get put in this little area. I think that's the better solution, really.
No, that's honestly a great solution for anything, because then you don't lose out in a company. You still get, especially with stuff like Blizzard, where there's a lot of subscriptions, and it's a lot of they have a lot of online sort of sales and stuff like that going on with people buying packs, people buying subscriptions, DLCs and expansions. I mean, essentially by banning people from there because of a social media type of platform, like they're getting rid of business too, you know? They're getting rid of people who are paying money and stuff like this. This way, it's just kind of like, what if everybody just smartened up and there was that one person causing a whole bunch of shit and stuff? They would get put into a matchmaking lobby, and they'd just be sitting there. So they would essentially self-ban themselves, you know?
Yeah.
And that's hypothetical. I'm sure there'd be a couple other people in there, but like, let's say everybody's like, shit, I don't want to be banned. I don't want to be put in this special queue because I want to play the game, so I'm going to behave and stuff like that. And then there's one shit disturber, and they get put in that special lobby. Well, it's going to be like a self-ban, essentially, because they can still access the game and play it, but good luck finding someone to play with in the lobby, you know? So it'd be like sort of, Blizzard wouldn't even have to address the issue. It'd be, hey, you messed up, you got put in this room, we're not banning you, but good luck finding someone to play with. And then, of course, like, if obviously there's going to be people who are, you know, put in this special little room, and of course they're going to have to deal with annoying ass people, you know.
I mean, what we were saying earlier about this being really anti-consumer, I was talking to my wife about this topic today, and I said, right, imagine, because Blizzard have been vague of what they define as toxic behavior. All they say is toxic behavior. They don't, like, sure, they say abuse, threatening, death threats, rape threats, anything like that. Yeah, of course. That stuff you should be banned or put on a temporary ban, or you should be giving us a suspension for that.
Well, death threats are never okay.
Yeah, that behavior is not right.
Depending on it, like you know, death threats are one of those things where it doesn't matter who you are or political view you have. Death threat is a death threat and should be banned.
Yeah. But because take for instance, like, right, I've made 3 videos on Blizzard and Overwatch. And what if they deem my videos to be toxic? Even though I'm not threatening in my video, I'm just informing the viewer
of the situation that's going on.
I'm reading an article, or I'm refuting the article, or I'm explaining the contents of the article that's giving information. What if I then brought Overwatch and then Blizzard implementing this new system that they have in mind? What if they go, oh, Flattmeister's made some negative videos about us, boom, banned? I'm like, well, I've paid for the game. What, you going to ban me?
You have to be. I mean, that's the reality of everything these days. I mean, look at Jeremy from Unsleeved Media. I mean, I did a video on that, and they took Wizards of the Coast took his whole online card collection. He spent, probably like a lot of people, a lot of money on those cards, and because he insulted Christine Sprankle or whatever, the people like her that just go on Patreon and like I don't know, abuse the their fans and stuff for money or whatever, and he points that out. He gets banned. His DCI number gets banned. So there goes his whole collection of online purchases for the game. So you really these days have to be very careful about what you buy on any game and any system. Like Steam's pretty good, but what if they ban your Steam account? All the money in games you put in, maybe you have 500 games on Steam, they could just, that's it. If they ever decided to crack down themselves and start, we're gonna go start looking at people's Facebook. Oh, we don't like you. Okay, your Steam account's banned. There goes all your money and all your games. Same with Blizzard. Same with Magic Online. Same with Pokemon Online. You have to be really careful with where you spend your money online for online content.
God, it's bloody scary. I mean, let's take it a step further. If Blizzard, with this new trolling through people's social media, what if they start banning Trump supporters or start banning conservative opinions? Start banning people who... Or
even liberal, for that matter, like liberal or whoever they want, really. They could just be like, you know what, we don't agree with your political views, we don't agree with your social views. Oh, we drink Bud Light, you drink Molson Canadian, which there's 2 beers here, and or like you like pancakes? Well, we're waffle people,
You retweeted a Ugandan Knuckles meme. You racist. You're banned.
Speaking of that, I swear, like, if any of my followers like pancakes, I am going to flag them. I'm going to mass flag them. That's going to be mine. No, we don't. We're waffle people here.
All the power's gone to Nerd Waffle's head.
No, I actually love pancakes and waffles. I love them both.
What movie is that from where some kid, like some feral kid, just yells, "Pancakes"?
I have no idea.
What movie? Was it Cabin Fear or something?
Maybe I haven't seen it. Out of all the movies I've seen, People always stump me on the ones that I have not seen. So
That's bugging me now. I've got to find out.
yeah, so it's, yeah, I mean, you really got to be careful about digital content these days, that you purchase with real money, because again, you know, if someone decides that you're not their kind of people, they can just take your real money away from you, and there's nothing you can do about it because they own the digital content. You're essentially renting the digital content from them, and you can keep it as long as you abide by the rules, which most people do. But if they decide that you're not following their rules or their way, they can absolutely just lock you out of your account, essentially.
Bloody scary.
So,
Because especially
so
with
I
Steam,
mean,
like
go ahead.
Steam and their sort of I suppose it is digital DRM, isn't it? Well, I mean, they do have a refund policy now. I think that's only if you've played 2 hours of the game.
Yeah, I refunded Cuphead because it was too challenging, like Dark Souls.
I need to come back to it. My wife got me an Xbox 360, not Xbox 360 controller, Xbox One controller that I can connect up to the
computer,
to the gaming laptop. I need to play some
Cuphead, some Dark Souls light.
Because what was it? I did a stream of Cuphead through OBS, and it was just playing the audio.
Yeah,
and it was. I think you probably remember it, and it was, the image was just frozen, but you could just hear me going, "Oh fuck, 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 fuck!" Ah!
I still have yet to play Dark Souls, and
it's good. It's addictive. It's challenging, but it is enjoyable. Like each obstacle that you overcome, you're like, yes, I did that. Come on. Oh, I've just got messed up again.
See, I should be a game journalist because, like, that would drive me up the wall. This is gonna sound weird, but I don't. I think it's just because I had my anxiety issues I've had over the last couple of years, but I have a harder time playing like frustrating games. You know what I mean? So like Cuphead was fun. I really loved the lore of it, and I loved the art style and the music and everything. I loved how it was retro. The retro look and the retro feel. I loved it. I just couldn't invest the $20 at the time for a game that I kept failing. I will pick it up again, and I will try my hardest.
Those the frog boss, the two boxing frogs, that was such a hard boss.
I had trouble with the first boss. At least I got through the tutorial pretty quickly, though.
Did you make that jump and dash move first time?
Maybe not maybe the first time. I can't remember, but it was like, if it wasn't the first time, it's within the first 5 times. Definitely less times than certain things, people. But anyways, so I mean, is there any? I'm gonna start wrapping this up now. Is there any final comments that you had about this the subject of the whole Blizzard thing of them tightening the reins?
I think this is way beyond tightening the reins. This is being completely authoritarian, like really George Orwell 1984. And I know people kind of abuse that term, like it's Orwellian. It is Orwellian in nature. That
again, restate this. Sorry, man. If it's a duck, it's a duck. Call it a duck. And if it's 1984 George Orwell, that's what it is. That's what it's like.
It's the precog department from Minority Report. The people that can sense when a murder's about to happen, and they arrest you before you commit murder. It's pretty much the same like that.
Yeah, no, it's very. I mean, it's becoming more science fiction in that sense. That it's becoming more science fiction in the sense that Big Brother, we're watching you. You know, yeah, is it like George Orwell and like the Minority Report and all that sort of thing? Very science fiction in that sense of people, companies and governments and everything want to know everything about everybody for control. I'm sorry, I'm gonna end on that because I don't have any tinfoil left for my tinfoil hat. But yeah, I see what you're saying with in regards to that.
I mean, it is a major stomp on consumer rights. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if someone filed a lawsuit for being wrongly accused of toxic comments or behavior and getting banned. I mean, like I said, like I've not played Overwatch. I haven't got a Blizzard account, but I wonder if I was to buy Overwatch, would I get banned before having played a single match because they saw my videos on YouTube or something, for instance?
Yeah, it's very scary.
But yeah, people in the comment section of the One Angry Gamer article, like people are saying they're not making those comments in your game and on an entirely separate website for that matter. They're acting like the thought police, arresting people for not wrong thing. Fuck this company.
Yeah, it I don't know, like I don't know. I'm someone who I really want to support Blizzard because I do like their games. I've Diablo 1 is one of my favorite games. I like Diablo 2 and Diablo 3. I love all their games. Like I love StarCraft, I love Overwatch. I love Heroes of the Storm. I love World of Warcraft. I loved all their Warcraft series. And I want to like Hearthstone, but it's becoming a bit of a tedious thing. So it's very disheartening to me that they're doing this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I said, like with the Rockstar GTA 5 online solution, like that is an ideal solution to strive for. That if you've got troublesome players, troublesome gamers, put them in their own little play area.
Yeah.
Until they
learn to play well together with the other children.
I mean, well, there is on GTA Online, or you can do you can do private matches in which you have your bunch of buddies all together playing.
Yeah. You can do that on Overwatch and Hearthstone also. You can, I mean, most games that are online, you can usually do sort of private matches.
Yeah. But yeah. See, really, that's my final thought, is that Blizzard completely overstepping the line here. It's not just being pulling in the reins. This is really screwing the pooch.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you for joining me today, Flattmeister. It's been great to have you on the channel and show. Oh, just in case people want to know, because it looks really weird, like the eyeball and stuff. This is just this is a shirt I got from Loot Crate, which is
Doctor Strange?
Yeah, it's an it's a t-shirt, but it's an ugly sweater Doctor Strange thing. I just wanted to say, because in case people watch this and they see the like flaming eyeball thing, no, I'm not in a cult or anything like that. It's a Doctor Strange shirt. I like your shirt too. Love the Deadpool t-shirt. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Flattmeister, for joining me today. It's been great having you on my channel. For anybody who doesn't know, we do Flat Pack usually every Tuesday. We've been pretty good at keeping it strictly to Tuesday so that people know when we're going to be on. But again, life comes in the way. Sometimes
life finds a way.
Life finds a way. to fuck you over sometimes. So basically, yeah, we do try to keep it to Tuesdays, but sometimes it if life happens for one of us, we try to make it the next closest available day. Like last week, we had to do it Wednesday, for reasons, but we do try to give people heads up on that as well. So I definitely recommend everybody go check out the Flat Pack show on Flattmeister's channel. I will link the description. I will link it in the comment in the description below if I can figure out how to do that. This is the first time I'm live streaming on my channel, and I will link Flattmeister's channel there, and you can actually just check us out on his channel. Subscribe to his channel.
Thank you.
He definitely needs some more subscribers. Check out his videos. He needs some more likes and views on his videos there. So definitely support Flattmeister. If you like this live stream and you like what I do, definitely like the video, comment. If you have any questions or concerns, comment. Remember to subscribe to my channel. If you want notifications, ring the bell beside subscribe so you know when I'm streaming or posting a new video. And have a great evening, everybody. I'm going to let Flattmeister sign out, and then I'll do mine.
First, thank you for having me on your channel for a change. You need more videos on your channel.
Yeah,
started off from scratch, haven't you?
Life finds a way
to screw you over.
Yeah.
I was also going to mention with anyone that's watching this now or later on, send either Corey or Nerd Waffle or me on Twitter, Switchpoint or Crumblepoint. Send us a DM if you want us to discuss a topic in the Flat Pack as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Want everyone's input. If you got a topic in mind that you want us to talk about, like we try to keep it consistent. Like try and do it every Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on what's going on.
We have plenty of ideas. We have a list. We have a board of ideas that we have, but we're always willing to. Take fan input or viewers' input into our show. If someone has an idea of what they want us to talk about, we can certainly take a look into that. We definitely like hearing from all of our followers.
Yeah. So we need to organize there's been quite a few people in the chat in the previous episodes that have been wanting to be a guest on the show. I mean, usually with the Flat Pack, it's just like a dedicated 1 hour episode show. But we can always, if you want to be a guest on, we can do a live stream together on whoever's channel on yours.
I'll be, reach out to me. Like, I'm gonna start doing this type of live stream more. That's why I call it number one. I'd love to have more people on, like Flattmeister. Interview some more people. I want to do a wide range of different people on here and different topics. So something like that, or I don't know if we do it on your. I'm sure Flattmeister or anybody would do the sort of same thing. So you can reach out to one of us, and we can provide you with more information on that.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're like a small, if you're just a fan of games, movies, and comics, or even if you're a small
fandoms, nerd fandoms in general. Hell, if you don't play games, you don't watch movies, but hell, you crochet Pikachu into a little crochet thing, then I'd love to have you on my show. And I'm
even like small-time creators as well. I mean, I've emailed a couple of indie devs to see if they're willing to do interviews, get to know more about their game. There's another person I've got in mind that I need to send an email or something to, but we want more people's input, really. But,
absolutely.
I'll leave it to you, Nerd Waffle.
All right. To
take us out.
All right, Dusty. So, remember to hug the person next to you. I like to throw that out in my videos just because there's not a lot of, we need more people to care in this world. It's especially if you're sitting next to the person that you care about, definitely give them a hug. Let them know you care about them. And I know that's a really weird saying, but I really do think that. I think that we need to show more appreciation for those around us. And other than that, keep it toasty, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.
Toasty!